Hello friends and welcome once again. Today I'll talk about what I would like to see in the next update of Novation Circuit firmware. Presently with the 1.8 firmware, circuit looks something like this. This is the drums page and this page is quite empty. We have only 4 pads to play with. Of course we have the sample flip feature, which is awesome. But when we use it as a MIDI controller, we get only 4 pads to play with. So here is my idea about 1.9 firmware update. The drums page will look somewhat like this. There will be a total of 4 rows here so that we can have a 4x4 drum kit. Now what about loading samples on these pads? We can make use of the octave buttons to select each row. We can load samples only to the 4 pads of the selected row. The process will remain the same as we did before. The only difference is that whatever sample we select will get loaded on the corresponding pad of the selected row. And when we use it as a MIDI controller, each pad will send 16 different notes, say from C1 through D sharp 2. This way we can trigger an entire Ableton drum rack while using it as a MIDI controller. However, as a standalone device, we know that circuit can only play 4 samples at a time. So how do we get around that? The 4x4 matrix has 4 columns, like so. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Each column will behave like a choke group, meaning only one pad from each column can play at a time, just like it happens when we use the sample flip feature. This can be a way because circuit cannot play more than 4 samples in a single step. Now let's come to the sequencing part. These 16 pads are still empty. How sad. What if we use them as 16 steps for sequencing? Let me explain what I mean. To step sequence, we select any of the 16 drum pads. Let's select the first pad for instance. And then we can assign it to the steps we like. We can do the same thing also for the second pad or any other pad. We need to keep in mind though that no 2 pads on the same column should appear on a single step. Now if we play the sequence, it would look somewhat like this. So friends, this was my idea about the update 1.9. Please help this video reach the developer of Novation Circuit so that they might come up with a similar idea. I personally think that this might open up new possibilities for the finger drummers out there. Like Gabe Miller is one of my favorite circuit user. I would like to thank another user named Jake Stead who showed me a community to post my idea about this update. That's it for today. See you again and thanks for your time.